Eggshell cracks. World begins. And your reward? A blast of Antarctic wind, so sharp it feels like a slap from Mother Nature herself. No warmth, no gentle welcome. Just ice, snow, and air so cold it could freeze your thoughts mid-sentence. Your dad has been standing here for weeks, guarding the egg. No food, no rest, just a frozen wasteland and the occasional stare into the void, questioning his life choices. But let's not over-romanticize it. You were basically a foot warmer, a small burden he carried, while braving storms strong enough to knock over a truck. And now that you've hatched, he gives you a quick glance, sighs, and waddles off. His job here is done for now. He needs food, desperately. And you're here, alone. Congratulations. You're 2 days old, stranded in the iciest, most unforgiving place on Earth, surrounded by thousands of other penguins just as cold and clueless as you. Food? It'll come eventually. Dad is out there now, sliding across the ice like a feathered bowling pin, traveling miles to reach the ocean. Once he gets there, he'll dive into water so cold it would shock most creatures into unconsciousness just to bring back a meal for you. Meanwhile, you wait. You're not entirely alone, though. Other chicks huddle together for warmth. At first, it's just comforting, but soon, you realize it's survival. Stray too far, and you become an easy snack for skuas, giant seabirds with a taste for baby penguins. So, you stick close, learning to waddle just enough to stay in the crowd. Inside the huddle, it's warm but crowded, noisy, and, let's be honest, smelly. The adults rotate places, so everyone gets a turn in the warm center. Sounds fair, until you realize the middle is also the prime spot for getting pooped on. But hey, small price to pay for not freezing to death. Days pass, then weeks. Dad returns, finally, with food. It's partially digested fish, regurgitated straight into your beak. But when you're starving, even that tastes like a 5-star meal. You gulp it down, barely taking a breath. But just as quickly as he came, Dad is off again. Back to the ocean, back to the endless cycle of survival. Time moves forward, and so do you. Your fluff thickens, your steps grow steadier, but the storms remain relentless. One wrong gust, and you're sliding across the ice like a hockey puck. Fun for spectators, terrifying for you. Walking is awkward. Your feet seem way too big for your tiny body, but hey, you're a penguin. Awkward waddling is part of the deal. And then, one day, the moment arrives. Summer. It's time to leave the colony. Time to face the ocean for the first time. The water is colder than anything you've ever felt, sending a shock through your entire body. But this is it. This is where you belong. You dive, and suddenly everything changes. Your clumsy feet, your awkward waddle, they don't matter here. In the water, you're fast, sleek, a natural swimmer. But you're not alone. Leopard seals lurk beneath the surface, bigger, faster, always watching. The first time you spot one, your instincts scream swim, and you do, as fast as you can. Because in this world, it's eat or be eaten, and you have no intention of being someone's lunch. The ocean is vast. Days turn into months, months into years. You grow, you hunt, you learn. But life out here isn't easy. Fish don't just wait for you to catch them. Some days, the hunt is successful. Other days, hunger gnaws at you. And then there's the plastic. It drifts through the water, looking oddly like food. It shimmers, moves with the current. For a second, it seems harmless. But deep inside, something tells you don't touch it. And you listen. Most of the time, loneliness sets in. You spend years in the open ocean, crossing paths with other penguins but never staying for long. No family, no friends, just the constant search for food and the ever-present threat of what lurks below. Then, one day, something shifts. A pull, a call. It's time to return. Back to where you started, back to the colony. It's loud, chaotic, just as you remember. But this time, you're not here to be fed. You're here to find a mate. And it's not easy. The competition is fierce. The waddles, the call sits, all part of the game. If you're lucky, you find a partner. If you're really lucky, you stay together. Then comes the hardest job of all, raising a chick. Now, it's your turn to stand in the freezing cold, keeping an egg warm, waiting, hungry, exhausted. And as you stand there, fighting against the wind, you finally understand why your father always looked so tired. Years pass. Seasons change. You've survived storms, hunger, predators. You've outrun death more times than you can count. But time doesn't wait for anyone. Your once powerful flippers feel heavier. Your reflexes slower. The cold sharper. One day, you dive into the ocean, like you always have. But this time, something feels different. You see the shadow know what it is before you even turn. A leopard seal. You've escaped them before 100 times over. But this time, maybe you make it, maybe you don't. Either way, you know, you're not invincible anymore. In the end, there's no grand finale, no dramatic last stand. Just the ocean, the ice, and the cycle starting all over again.